Hi, my favorites. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is Favor Fashion House, and in today's video, you're going to be learning how I cut this easy, simple dress. It is a very simple and easy tutorial. As usual, I always bring easy and simple tutorials. So if this is what you love to watch, please stay tuned to the end of this video, and also please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Okay, it means a lot to me. So let's get straight into the video. So this is the fabric I'm using. This is a crepe fabric. I use about 2 years of fabric. That is what I use. The length is by 60. So I'm going to be folding it this way. Okay. So the full length I use for this my dress is 57. But I made a mistake. I think I should have used the whole 60 inches for the length. Okay, so what I did next was I measured from my shoulder to my bust measurement and I ruled it out. I'll measure from my shoulder to my waist, from my shoulder to my hip, and also from my shoulder to my knee. Although the knee measurement is not actually needed. Okay, so what you need, the measurement you need is from your shoulder to your bust, from your shoulder to your waist, your shoulder to your hip, and your shoulder to the length of this dress. So this fabric is very sleepy, and that is why I'm using all this to hold it, to keep it in place. Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm rolling everything out. I'm joining the lines together. That is my shoulder to my bust, to my waist, to my hip. Also measure out my shoulder to my knee. Like I said, is not really needed. It's not actually needed. It's not important. The only thing you need is from your shoulder to your waist, your bust, and your hip. So the next I'm doing is I measure my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7 inches. So, and the length of my sleeve is 7 inches. So from that, because this is a cut together sleeve, you don't have to join the sleeve. It's a cut together. So what I did was I came down for my neck depth. I used 2 inches for my neck depth, for my front neck depth, and for my back neck depth, I used 1 inch. So I'm going to be connecting the line together. After that, the next I'm going to do, I'll come down by 1 inch from my shoulder, or should I from my sleeve, and I'll connect it. This is going to be our shoulder slope. Okay. So next I'm going to do now is to input my bust measurement divided by 4 plus extra 1 inch allowance for sewing allowance. So from there, I also mark out my waist measurement divided by 4 plus extra 1 inch allowance, my hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 1 inch allowance. So for my hip line, I came down to about 3 inches. Okay, then I curve it out. So we're going to be joining the lines together now, from the bust to the waist, from the waist to the hip. So for the armhole, look at the way I'm curving it. I'm just curving it from my bust line. I just curve it in, just a little bit in inward. That is going to be for the armhole. So from my hip measurement, I came down to about 3 inches. Then you see what I did next. So from that 3 inches, that is where I started curving it out. Like I said, when you look at the picture very well, you will notice that the curve did not start from the knee, because at first I thought it's going to start from the knee. I mean the A-line shape. It does not start from the knee, rather it starts from the a little bit below the hip. So that is what we're trying to get right there. So the next I'm doing is to cut out my fabric. To cut it out, this is the back. I'm going to use it to cut, this is the front, but I'm going to use it to cut the back piece. The back piece is going to have zipper allowance at the back. That is the only difference. So another thing I want to say is for the neck width, if you don't want yours to be kind of open the way mine is, you don't want it, you want it to be exactly like the one you saw on the picture, you can use 1 inch allowance or 1.5 inch allowance for it. So what I'm trying to do right here is to cut out the back piece. Okay, like I said, the only difference here is just the back because it has a zipper allowance. If the fabric was enough, I would have added a little tail at the back. So from the waist, I went in by 1/2 inch from the waist, and I curve it to the upside and also curve it to the downside. This is to avoid any bulging for the zipper bulging at the back. So after cut, I'm going to cut out in front neck depth. Like I said, if you don't want it to be that open like mine, you can use 1 inch or can use the same neck depth I use for the back. I can use it for the front also. So next I'm going to be doing now is to cut out the facing for the back and also facing for the front. Firstly, I'm going to be cutting facing for the front. If you don't want to use facing, you can also use bias to turn it, but I don't want to use bias because I want it to have a very neat finishing at the end. Okay, so that is why I'm using facing to turn it out. I'm going to be joining the facing for the front right now. Place it front side facing each other, then I'm going to stitch with 1/4 of an inch, then you turn it up and you top stitch it. After that, give it a very good press, and I will be using hemi gum to gum it down. Okay, so it won't be coming out. So I'll do the same thing at the back, stitch it, turn it out and top stitch, then you iron it very well and give it a very good press. So I also went ahead to join the zipper line. I've not joined my zipper yet, but I just joined the zipper line. So right here I'm done joining the facing and also the zipper line, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to be placing them together front side facing each other. I'm going to be inputting my measurements, my bust measurement divided by 2, my waist measurement divided by 2, and my hip measurement divided by 2. So I'm also going to be connecting it to the armhole, just as you can see me indicating on this video, and I will join it also on the shoulder line. After doing that, I'll also hem the down part. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this is a very easy and simple tutorial to make. Okay, so I'm done joining it at the down part, I'm done joining at the shoulder and also at the sides. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to work on the sleeve, because if you notice that the sleeve is a turn up sleeve. Okay, so I'm going to open it up from the armhole, then I'm going to measure from one side round to the other side. Whatever I have, I'm going to be cutting it out on the fabric. So I have 16 inches, so I'm going to be cutting two of this, but the length I'm going to be using for this is just 2 inches length. Okay, that is the length I'm going to be using. But for the width I have is 16 inches. So I'm trying to place two of them together so it will be easier for me to just cut once. I'm going to be folding it into two. Then the next I'm going to do is I'll place it from the wrong side. Okay, you can see the way I did it. I'm going to place it into two. Then the rough edges, look at the way I'm folding. I'm going to be placing it from inside. I'm going to be joining it from inside so that I can turn it over to the front side and it's going to close the rough edges. Okay, I hope you understand what I say. If you don't really understand, you can replay that side to understand it. So I'm done joining it, and look at how you're going to fold it in. You folded this way just the way you see me indicating on this video, then you stitch it. But there's a mistake that I made first, which I lose it. That's why I say I have to, slow down and make the video so that you understand. So you use, after sewing it, that rough edges, you use the fabric, the turnover fabric, turn it this way to the front side, then turn it to the back and stitch it. So after that, this is how it is looking. It is all set. So the only thing I'm going to do is just to tag it a little, tag it from inside. Okay, so it will stay in place, and that is it, guys. The our dress is ready. So I'm going to be using hemming gum now to gum this, and I will insert my zipper. So right here, I'm done inserting my zipper. I'm done also gumming my dress with hemming gum, and this is how it is looking. Everything is easy. It's very simple. So guys, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, like, share and comment. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you are welcome. You are highly welcome. Please stay tuned to the next video coming up. Bye.